And then she called me childish. And I'm so triggered because she called me childish. I'm done. I think I killed enough time to roll the credits. Good evening, everyone. Colonel Aldus Valor here with you once again. And, no, I'm not going to spend however long this video is to, make fun of some stuck-up bitch that nobody's ever heard of. The smarter ones amongst you will have already figured out why I titled my last video, not the hoedown, but the last actual presentation, why I gave it the title that I did, and it was to set myself up for this sequel, because I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was just a matter of time. Now, I don't have anything prepared. It was largely off the cuff, so bear with me. If you haven't heard anything that happened, and you haven't seen Charming Man's video, which I have no idea how that kid is able to take maybe 10 minutes worth of content and stretch it into a fucking feature-length presentation, but he does it every goddamn time. I'm not saying the video was bad, I'm just saying it was obnoxious. I'll provide a link to it in the description of this video if I remember to do so. Anyway, the abridged version. The restaurant that Jenny works at caught on fire. It was closed for an indeterminate amount of time. Who knows? It was supposed to be a day, then it was supposed to be a week. Now it's still closed. It's been closed for about a month. She set up a fundraiser against her employer's wishes. And at first it was to help mitigate the damage that was caused to the poor, innocent employees who are about to be out on the street. And then it was so that the poor, innocent employees, are you detecting a trend here, could have a little bit of extra spending money for the holidays. And I have no idea how she does it, the duplicity. The problem with the whole scenario is that the restaurant, like all legitimate businesses, is insured. And the insurance would pay the wages, including the tips, of everybody who worked there while the business was closed. Unfortunately, we live in a nation where waitstaff works for tips. That's a whole other topic for a whole other video. But there isn't a single server in the United States that claims all of their tips all of the time. So the insurance would only pay for the wages that Jenny claimed. So, of course, admitting to tax fraud and violating California's two-party consent laws when it comes to recording conversations, that notwithstanding, that's not what this video is about. It's not about how she was entirely blameless when she and other women like her received online harassment on YouTube, and it's not about how she was entirely blameless when she was doxxed, and it's not about how she was entirely blameless when her employers fired her, and it's certainly not about how she stuck around with horrible, terrible, despicable employers that abused and harassed her for a decade. It's not about that either. That was just the opening act. See, I'm not sure how long this has been exposed at this point. It's been a day or two by now. I know you're all probably watching this on Christmas Eve. I'm still counting this as December 23, so, maybe a day or two. I'm not sure. But I knew that something was coming because they all seemed to be very quiet over there. So what happened? I was just as surprised as anybody that it was Laughing Witch. I did not think it was going to be her. I thought it was going to be Jenny that did something stupid. Surprise! By now it has only been a couple of hours. But Laughing Witch put up a video not too long ago, within the day, just a few hours ago, as of the time of this recording, where she made public private conversations. That, on its face, doesn't sound too terrible to most people, I'm sure, but it should. Now, I'm not going to play any clips from it, because she doesn't add anything to it. It's just a shameless data dump. I'm not going to link to it either, because you've probably already seen it, and if you haven't already seen it, it's not that hard to find, and if you're watching this video in 2016, the video is probably down anyway. I'm sure by now, everybody knows that the Twitter account belonging to Justin Templar had been hacked. And I'm sure we also all already know that Justin Templar was willing to destroy Jenny McDermott et al., no matter what it took. So, after somebody in their camp shamelessly hacked into their account, which is illegal, the way that they did it was illegal. Let's not forget that little tidbit. But somebody hacks into the account, goes through all the private messages, and now Laughing Witch publishes them to the internet. Why? Why do this? Well, it's to show that she is completely innocent. And it's these horrible people on the internet that are out to get her. But then, if she was completely innocent, I suppose she wouldn't mind us taking a look at her private conversations, now would she? But what I found most interesting out of all of this was that they didn't publish the conversations that I had with Justin Templar. I wonder why that is. Well, you see, around the time when Jenny McDermott released the video trying to implicate Thunderfoot as a cocaine addict, Justin Templar approached me and asked me to retweet a tweet. God, I hate the age we live in and the fucking vocabulary. He asked me to retweet a tweet in which he tweeted at Jenny McDermott's employers, and I refused. Because I prefer to keep things in the arena that I know best, and that would be the internet. I'm not going to involve real world people in an internet thing. So, of course, we're not going to publish that conversation, because that would go against the narrative that they're trying to create, in which everyone is out to get them. And that we are all terrible people without scruples, without morals, without principles. Bullshit. Now, at the end of my last video, I mentioned that these people aren't going to learn a goddamn thing until the stakes have been raised. And, there have been people out there making threatening phone calls, prank calls, sending hate mail, subscriptions to Bibles. That's amateur hour bullshit. Alright? It's true. They're not thinking big enough. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to pay to put billboards up in Laughing Witch's neighborhood. I am saying that if I were to do that, you would never be able to prove it. And I'm not saying that anyone out there should start a fundraiser and collect money so that they could put billboards up in Laughing Witch's neighborhood. I'm not saying that anybody should do that. I'm not saying that that's a good idea. It would be funny, though. Hey there, Agent of Doubt. I know you're jealous. and you can just suck it.